So, this is what it looked like in Talon 500 years ago. Hey, I recognize that this is the path leading to the mill. The mill is already there, as well as one single house. Hey, this is Yorog's house. I should prepare myself for a nasty surprise. Maybe more than one. They probably use the crowbar at the mill. I'll take it. Useful tools can always come in handy.
Please help me, human.
What? How's it possible that you can speak?
I beg you, human. Help me out of this trap.
How can you speak?
All animals can speak. Maybe not in your language, but does that matter? I'll die if you don't help me.
What kind of strange stag are you?
Not any stranger than you, human. This is not your world, or even your time.
How do you know that?
I know a lot of things, but what's more important is that I can see through your heart, and I see that you could help me. Of what use would all my knowledge be if I died in this trap? Please help me.
How did you end up in this trap?
It's a long story. Why do you want to hear it? It's more important to get me out of this trap. Help me, human. I promise you won't regret it.
I have a crowbar to open the trap.
Thank you, human. You freed me. I'm in your debt.
Don't mention it. Are you able to walk with this leg?
Don't let that concern you. My wounds heal quickly. There are other tasks for you now. Goodbye, Melvin. Let me give you something that will help you along your way.
Wow! I'm invisible! They can't see me as long as I'm invisible. If I stay quiet, I can listen to what they're saying.
I can't stop thinking about it. Did you really have to kill the Guardian of the Spring, Yorog? That wasn't right.
Tomarak was so stubborn. Do you really think we should have founded the town somewhere else like he wanted us to? There was no other choice.
But to kill a human being for this cause was wrong.
You cowardly old fools! Even if the water is dangerous, you can sense everywhere how strong the magic powers are here. There's no better place for our town. There was no way that we could allow this woodsy freak to get rid of us.
But was it wise to build the mill above the spring? Building it took away much of our magic power, and the magic of the spring is not able to flow anymore.
Of course it was wise. The spring may be sealed for now, but it also stays hidden this way. Nobody except for us knows about it.
And if someone wants to use the mill?
That cannot happen. We have to keep the settlers away when they arrive here. We must protect them from the water. Maybe we should spread a rumor about an insane miller who put little children in the mill. We'll tell them there's a curse on it now. These folks believe everything.
I don't like it. A useless murder. A wonderful magic spring we have to cover up with scary stories. We're founding a town in a place where bad things have already happened. I don't want to be part of this any longer. In my opinion, we should go to the place the Forest Guardian recommended to us. Who's with me?
I'm with Valerian. We shouldn't mess with the powers of this place.
I don't know. If we leave now, the Guardian's death was in vain. So we might as well stay here.
You know my opinion.
So, it ends up a draw. This means...
The best of us decides. And that would be me.
Ridiculous. You're out of your element, Yorog. I'm no subordinate to you.
Valerian, you know that it's dangerous to make an enemy out of me. And you're about to do so. You should consider carefully if you really want to go that far. And you should do so now.
Another death would be useful for no one.
That's what I say. Then we have a decision. The town will be built in this place. So now we should get back to all the other things that need to be done. But always remember that nobody should ever know what's underneath the mill. Otherwise, the whole area will fall into insanity.
I didn't find the effects of the water to be so extreme. I don't feel like I'm being affected by insanity.
You should have seen yourself. I don't know which universe those few sips took you, but it surely wasn't ours, Pocus.
Indeed. We have a responsibility to not let the future citizens of our town come into contact with this spring water. We don't know enough about its effects, and it really seems to affect the mind in a powerful way.
We don't need to discuss the necessity of hiding this spring. There's no other way. You should remember why we're doing all this. We and our descendants will be in control of a town built on one of the most magic places that ever existed. We should move on now.
I better not drink it. It's enough that the whole town was poisoned by it. Yorog drank small doses of the water for 27 days, and he kept a record of every little sip. He also wrote down the negative effects, but according to his notes, it seems they became less with time. Maybe he found the exact dose to prevent these problems, or his insanity at that point simply couldn't get any worse. On the other hand, he lists more and more positive aspects: vitalizing, faster healing of wounds, and other things. I think I'm beginning to understand. The Yorog I just saw is actually the same as the one I know from the present. The water made him immortal. He even wrote a note to himself on the bottom of the page. By any means, don't tell any one of those idiots about this. It seems Yorog wanted to be the only one to be immortal. I should grab the bull by the horns and prevent the murder. What do I have a time machine for, anyway? Hopefully it won't cause a time paradoxon, making me stuck here. I think maybe Fiona could... Oh, stop thinking about that. I can do this on my own.
Where's the old scumbag now?
Don't know. Maybe he's meditating somewhere on the hill.
Meditating? I think he's making up another one of his evil plans. How long do you think this peace will last? We know too much. Wouldn't it be safer for him to just get rid of us, just like the Guardian?
He needs us. We have to create so many more buildings before the settlers arrive. He's very powerful, but he's not able to do it on his own. Can you imagine what the settlers would think when they arrive and find Yorog alone? And all the bodies piled up in the forest. Nobody would stay here.
I also don't think that he'd go so far as to attack us.
You seem to feel safe here. We should watch our backs very carefully, if you ask me. Yorog won't hesitate to kill any of us if he thinks it has to be done.
Could be, but there's not much we can do about it anyway. So just let it be, Valerian.
If I travel back 27 days, I should arrive just in time to prevent the murder. But it will probably take more than a little talking to stop Yorog. At least I have the magic wand. Let's go!
Greetings, young man. What can I do for you?
I need to talk to you.
Sure, I do have an appointment, but it surely wouldn't hurt anyone if I were a bit late. What is it then?
What beautiful place is this here?
You're not from around here, right? This is a magic grove. This water here grants animals and plants a long and healthy life. But be careful with the fruits that grow here. The water of life from the magic well is not intended for humans. These magic fruits would confuse your mind.
Thanks for warning me. It's so beautiful here that no one would ever suspect it could be dangerous.
That's true. It's a little paradise, and I have the honor of guarding this place. This grove has seen generations come and go.
Have some stubborn settlers troubled you recently?
No, there was no trouble. Why do you ask? 4 magicians want to settle around here, and we will negotiate where they should build their homes. They're very polite.
Any progress with the negotiations with these men?
Everything's fine. I think it will be easy to convince them of settling somewhere else. If you don't mind, I have to go now.
Get someone to back you up. Don't try to take on those magicians on your own.
You really have a vivid imagination, boy. I've got to be moving on. Maybe I'll see you later.
I can hide behind the bush and eavesdrop.
Again, my suggestion would be to build your houses on the opposite side of the hill, so that the spring doesn't suffer.
I still think that's the most sensible suggestion.
Once and for all, we will build exactly on this spot.
This discussion leads us nowhere. We need a compromise.
Can we not build our town closer to the magic spring? Does it have to be on the opposite side? Yorog's arguments are true. The whole area is filled with the strongest of magic.
I am not interested in your arguments. This grove has belonged to the animals for centuries, and they shouldn't be chased away for you to build your town here. That is completely out of the question.
In a moment, Yorog will kill Tomarak. I have to intervene before something happens. And I better do it now, before I change my mind. Tomarak, watch out! Yorog wants to kill you!
You stay out of this, snotty brat, whoever you are.
Do something. Yorog wants to kill this boy. This is madness.
I'm slowly beginning to understand what is going on here, but I think you have underestimated my powers.
That was darn close. Oh, man.
He's regaining consciousness.
What? Where am I?
You fainted, but don't worry. The magic I used for my petrifaction spell is very strong. Most people that don't usually have contact with magic react as you did. It's amazing that you regained consciousness so quickly.
We didn't know Yorog was planning a murder. We would never have participated in that.
What happens to Yorog now?
First, I want to thank you. You probably saved my life. And regarding Yorog, well, I turned him into stone. And I will not undo this spell. He has more than deserved his fate.
It's quite hard on him, but at least he's got a nice view.
The view is nice, that's true. But knowing the birds of these woods, they will surely find a good use for his stony likeness.
What kind of a person was Yorog, anyway?
What can we say about a man that has deceived us like this? It seems we didn't really know him at all. It was he who told us there are places deep down in these woods where the magic is unbelievably strong.
That's why we decided to travel here. The magic of this place is truly overwhelming. It was Yorog's idea we should settle here. He claimed that the spring could fall into the wrong hands otherwise and become a danger.
Oh, could there have been hands wronger than this? This man was consumed with his greed for power. I'm sure he would have killed us sooner or later, just like he wanted to kill Tomarak.
After all that has happened, maybe we should go home.
No, you shouldn't do that. Found your town here and save the spring from people like Yorog. If you don't stay, others like Yorog will come.
The young man is right. I will not live forever. Your descendants can look after the spring, but don't build your town here. You should build it on the other side of the hill, as I have suggested.
You didn't by any chance